The Carbon Time curriculum is composed of 6 units: Systems and Scale, Animals, Plants, Decomposers, Ecosystems, and Human Energy Systems. The first unit, Systems and Scale, is the foundational unit where students are introduced to the key principles and practices that will be revisited in all of the units that follow. The next 3 macro-scale units, Animals, Plants, and Decomposers, focus on transformations in matter and energy at the organism scale. The last 2 units, Ecosystems and Human Energy Systems, take a step back and examine how matter and energy are transformed at a large scale. The 6 units are designed to be taught together, completing the story of carbon transformation from the atomic molecular interactions of atoms and living cells and individuals to a global scale, where whole ecosystems, geology, and human uses of fossil fuel contribute to observable trends. Teachers learning about Carbon Time often focus on teaching the Systems and Scale unit along with a couple of the macro-scale units. However, there are compelling reasons to consider teaching the large-scale units in your classroom. We asked a Carbon Time Network teacher to share her thoughts about teaching the large-scale units and address some frequently asked questions.
This year I taught human energy systems, and I really thought it was a good use of time because it allowed students to really apply their knowledge about the biological processes they've been thinking about, and explain why the levels of carbon dioxide are changing throughout the year and also throughout time, so over several years. And one thing students really kind of struggled with is looking at short-term trends, long-term trends, and really be able to read graphs and interpret graphs, and how some graphs might be misleading because you need to back away and look at what happens over several years. And when you're looking at several years, you can really look at what the long-term trend is. Students really had a good time getting on the computers and accessing climate data, so like real climate data on what's happening at the polar ice caps and looking at that over time. And we really talked about why scientists use data, how they need to collect data, they need to use graphs, they also need to use models to predict changes over time. So it really was a good opportunity to apply a lot of the scientific skills they were learning through the school year in terms of the biological processes, but also just scientific knowledge.